All right, you guys, it is almost the end of the month, and whether you've been doing this 1 month or 3 years, the last few days of the month can be very exciting, very stressful, and just kind of haywire. So what I want to talk about today is ending the month strong and not desperate. So let me fix this really quick. I feel crooked. So when you're thinking of these last few days, today is the 27th, so we have today plus 3 days left. In the land of Lavelle, we have that wonderful feature called the waiting room. So if you are not yet familiar with what the waiting room is and how it works, you're going to want to talk to your direct upline, or I should say your 12K or over really, to find out what that is. Because what you need to be looking at now that we just have a few days left is not only your end of the month numbers, but you need to be looking at your team. Who on your team is close to breaking a rank? Who on your team is close to losing possibly the rank that they were at? Who needs your help? You can help in lots of different ways. You can offer incentives. You can offer volume in the terms of the waiting room area. And something I want to just throw in here really quickly for those of you that are a bit more advanced in the waiting area, or waiting area, it's like the doctor. If you have someone on your team struggling and they need some volume and you're trying to finagle it and you're trying to pull it, remember, your placement line is very important. So if you have someone who is under you, don't just look at their people. Look at who's been placed under them as well, because they have those potentials to also bring in volume. Maybe there's someone on the team that hasn't placed an order this month. Get a hold of them. Maybe there's someone on the team who only orders when there's an incentive. Make an incentive, right? So you want to be creative. You want to be really thinking about what you need to, what numbers do you need to get to? Who needs to get to those numbers? How can we leverage the team and the placement line to get to those numbers? And then what you want to do is take a great big deep breath and go in it with your head on your shoulders, right? Far too often these last few days is when I start getting these panicked phone calls, these panicked text messages, and worse, I start seeing on Facebook all of these last minute deals. And I mean, they start getting just piled on top of each other, right? So please remember, if you are going to do promotions for people, instead of just throwing them out there all over Facebook for people to shop around and price compare and, try to wedge in between you and another promoter, private message these people. Don't just send them the promotion. Ask them how the heck they're doing. If it's a current thriver, I call it a stash, which is awful, but how's your supply? Where are you at with your supply of Thrive? We've got a potential offer that you might want to take advantage of, but I wanted to check with you first. Somebody might write you back. So case in point, someone wrote me back today and they were like, thanks for letting me know you have a potential offer, but I have backlog of 2 months because they've taken advantage of a different promo. I was like, great, no problem. So I'm not pushing anything on them. I'm seeing where they're at. Now I know that person has a backlog. And then what I can do from there is, because I didn't tell them the promotion, right? So let me kind of back up. I'm sorry. It's the end of the month. I'm crazy. So when I reached out to the person, I said, hey, how's it going? How are you doing with your Thrive right now? I have a promotion for the end of the month. If you're interested, let me know. I didn't say what the promotion was. They wrote me back and said, I have a stockpile of 2 months from I think it was like a buy two, get one free, or it might have been the $400 pack, that kind of thing. So now I know that person has plenty of capsules, shakes, and patches, correct? We don't sell just capsules, shakes, and patches, and this is a Thriver, a pure full and full Thriver. So what I can do if I'm still trying to turn up this volume is I can look at my own personal supplies, I can look at my own credits, and I can create a promotion that's not around capsules, shakes, and patches, correct? DFTs, correct? I can look back at this person's order and say, oh, you know what? They really love Activate, or oh, this person really loves Form. Maybe I'll say to them, hey, you buy 2 forms, I'll throw in credits for 1 more. These are the kinds of things that you need to hear on your shoulders about so you can be creative. And that's why it's also so important not to throw out what your promotions are first thing. You don't want to just be like, Sally Sue, here's my promo. James, here's my promo. Bob, here's my promo. Because they may not care about that promo. But by checking in with them and seeing where they are, you can create a promotion for that person that will be enticing. And remember, these are things that we're doing at the end of the month. You should think like this year round, month round, but I know right now when it gets kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm $2,000 short, or I'm $400 short, and you start feeling that pressure. So the person who told me they had plenty of the capsules, patches, and shakes, I did go back through their orders. They are a huge fan of Boost, it appears. And it also appears they haven't ordered in a while. So I threw out a plus line promo. So I offered them buy one, get one half off of a promo. And so that's an option. I do have Rest on my shelf. I have Activate on my shelf. I'm looking at my stockpile. I've got some chocolate shakes. I've got a variety pack. So again, look at what you have to offer. And you guys, if you don't, maybe you don't have credits left because it's the end of the month. Maybe you don't have product left. Do you have a blender bottle? Do you have a Thrive t-shirt? Do you what do you have that you can entice someone with? So think. But don't just start spitting it out there, and please don't just start plastering it all over Facebook or Instagram. Do it directly with the customer so it's more of a, hey, I know this is what you love, and this promo is perfect for you. Now, as I'm saying this, there is a current promotion, the Thrive 60, that's offered. So again, I've seen it pop up all over Facebook. To us, when we see the graphic, it makes sense because we know what we're looking at. Non-Thrivers do not, and even current Thrive customers don't know what they're looking at. So don't just throw it out there. Private message, text, call, voice message, whatever it is that you love to do, and I do totally love the voice message more than anything. But same thing, hey, Lavella's offering a promotion. It involves $60 in credits. If that's something you'd like to learn about, let me know. I didn't tell them they have to spend $200. I didn't say when the credits were coming, but I threw out enough to get them excited to see if they need it, right? And that's also at a point where somebody might write back and say, oh, I've already ordered for the month, I'm set, or oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that, I'm running low. And so at that time, that's when I can get them on the phone and say, okay, what do you need? Maybe they only come up with 150, and that's when I say, well, you know what? If you order an extra pack of DFT, you're going to get $60 in credits back. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to work with the customer, not just your promo. And I'm guilty of this. When I first started, I would be like, well, what kind of promo should I have? I'm going to have this promo. And I would send it to everybody. And not everybody cared about that promo. So if you can if you can work directly with your customers, remember, we've been building relationships, right? So you can, from that relationship you've built, you now know, is this person really enjoying their Thrive, but they're thinking of thriving with a shake every day? Maybe you've got credits for free shakes if they want to place an order. Or maybe if they want to do, buy two, get one free, whatever it is you want to come up with, whatever it is you want to support. But just remember, instead of panicking, we're going to be strong. We're going to go in with our heads on, and we're going to really think these things through. So with that said, in addition to your just daily life as a Thrive promoter and having a few days left of the month and being busy and reaching auto bonuses and reaching 40Ks and all these things that everyone's going for, we are coming to the end of our first 30 days of the 90-day challenge. So what I want to make sure that we look at, obviously we've hit on the daily focus a bunch. We've been hitting on the weekly. Now it's time to really look at that monthly focus and see, have you been focusing? Now is the time to look at what your PPA is compared to what you set your goal at. And you guys, you have 3 full days, 3.5 days. You can do major things in 3.5 days. I have seen people do amazing things in the last 48 hours of the month. And if they hustled like that year round, they'd be living in their dream home by now. So don't think you can't do it. You have 3.5 days and a lot can happen. So look at that PPA goal that you set. Look at the PPA you're sitting at. How far away are you and what do you need to get there, right? So focus on that goal. Locals, have you hosted or spoken at a local, whether it's live in person or whether it was online? If you haven't done it yet, you have 3.5 days. That's kind of tricky, I'm sure, for a lot of people to throw a live one in 3.5 days. Not that it can't be done. But you guys, Facebook Lives, there's no reason you can't be throwing one tonight, tomorrow. Get a couple Thrivers, get them on the Facebook Live at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and just share your stories. Easy peasy. Oh, and the beloved vision board that I know I've been hating on a lot lately, but it's time to update it. You've gone through a month. During this month, hopefully you've seen things or heard about things that you want to add to your board. Maybe you have something on your board that's kind of general. For example, I told you guys yesterday I have a pool on my board. Well, thanks to a friend, Jamie Short, when we were at her house, her husband happened to have a pool catalog. So I now actually have a real, the actual pool in my head that I think I want. So that picture is going to go up on my vision board. So now it's just not a general pool. Now it's a more specific pool. So look again. If, let's say you had on your vision board that you wanted to knock $3,000 of debt off of your credit card. Maybe you've already done it. Change that number. Make it a bigger number. You want to review it. So month end, yes, it's a crazy time. It's a fun, I mean, if you love sales and you love people, it's a fun, crazy time. But it's also a time not only for reflecting over what we've done and finishing strong, but it's time to start thinking ahead. So right now is just one of those very transitional times where I want you to be proud of everything you've done. When you look at the books that you've read, when you look at the vision board you created, when you've looked at how you've been reaching out to people this month, the relationships you've been building, the lives, the Facebook lives that I've seen, you guys should be proud of yourselves for getting out there. I know it's scary to hit that button. I do, but it's so big. So I want you to be proud of all that. I don't want you to stop because we have 3.5 days, but I also want you to start thinking ahead. So this is a season of business. It happens once a month. I want you guys to keep your heads on. You've been focused. Take what you've learned from your books that you've been reading, whether it's a business strategy, a mindset strategy. Take that to your advantage. Think, how can I use what I've learned over the next 3.5 days to build my business? How can I use what I've learned over the next 3.5 days to build my team? You're all leaders. If you have one customer, you are a leader. You are that customer's leader. If you have a promoter, you're that promoter's leader. If you have a team of 100, you're 100 people's leader, right? So think like the leader, be the leader that they want. Go through your back office. Go through your team. Look at the placement line, see who's placed under certain people. Is there a way you can use the placement line to your advantage? So for example, if you have Sally and she's your level 1, but now Sally has all of her people plus people you've put under her, the people you've put under her, they're still yours, but they will help Sally in the long run, right? So if Sally's chasing a bonus, if Sally's chasing a rank, go to your people, use that placement line. And if what I am saying to you is Greek, if waiting room and placement is like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Tammy, get your 12K or higher on the phone today. Do not wait until the last day. Waiting rooms close a lot earlier than they used to. Do not wait. Did I get that across? All right, so where are you at on your PPA? Where do you want to be? What's on your vision board that you can now update? And have you done a local or spoken a local? You still have time to throw in together. Those are our monthly focuses. And then in the immediate for you, whoever's team you're on, whatever goal you're after, you guys have 3.5 days to crush it for the month of September. Like I said, I've seen amazing things happen, and I bet out of this team, we're going to see some amazing more. So if you're in this team and you have questions, if you've got an idea, if you've never done a promo and you're not sure how to go about doing it, comment on the video, comment in the team, whatever it is that you need. We are all here together for one another. And please utilize your uplines right now because you don't want to fly solo on any of this kind of decision making. All right. So I hope this got a fire under your tush. If you are close to a goal, do not give up. I will chase you down if you do. Just kidding. Maybe. So yeah, let's go. Let's end this month strong. Remember, don't start getting desperate and just willy-nilly making up promos and giving money away and giving stuff away. Think about it. Make sure you're crafting a promotion that is enticing to the person you're wanting to place the order, and go from there. You guys are the best. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Oh dear, can't get off the phone.